Hello everyone, welcome to Code and App Learning 101. We are going to talk about the importance of students being educated in coding and app learning. Coding is what makes it possible for us to create computer software apps and websites. In a simpler term, let's define coding as a basic art of writing. In a programming language, a script that a computer can understand. The script will tell the computer to behave in a certain way, to do a certain thing, and to ultimately perform the action you want it to, if your code is right. There are several advantages of learning to code in elementary school. First, learning programming empowers kids. Coding puts children in control of the computer and through experimentation builds mastery in sequencing skills, counting, problem solving, logical thinking, cause and effect, and critical thinking. It allows the student to individualize their learning and to really find what interests them. It's a perfect way to really exercise student-centered learning in the classroom setting. A child expands their creativity when they learn how to code. Coding is important to learn because computer programming teaches children to experiment and gives them the confidence to be creative. Just like learning a language or to play a musical instrument, children need motivation. Once you've had experience learning how to code, that allows you to understand app learning better. A lot of the fundamentals are the same, and it just helps the student at that point just to kind of just be more creative and allow their interests and their hobbies to really let their education excel. Like I mentioned previously, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that your student knows how to turn the computer on, log in, and use the internet browser. What we're going to search is studiocode.org, and this is where we're going to allow the student to learn the basics of coding. So this one is going to ask us to, it says, welcome to artists. First off, let's try to make a simple square. Using the turn right block and move forward block, each side should be 100 pixels long. So perfect. This pretty much tells you the basics of what you will need to accomplish the first task. So what we're going to do, this is going to be your workspace, and then you're going to go ahead and just add your blocks and build them up, and then when you're done with it, we're going to click run and let's see if it completes it. So the first thing that we're going to do, it wants the artist to completely do the square, and it wants it to be 100 pixels long. So we're going to do move forward 100 pixels. We'll leave it at that, and then we'll also tell it to turn a right after right, and then we're going to also do move forward right, then you're going to take a right, and then we're going to move forward, and then we're going to take a right, and let's see. So you have your workspace right here, and you have your blocks, and you can kind of just reiterate it in your mind and make sure that you have it correct. So move forward, take a right, and it's going to move forward, take a right, move forward, take a right. So let me make sure I have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I need one more. I need to add one more. So I'm going to make sure it's connected. So move forward, take a right, forward, take a right, forward, take a right. I think this should be it. Let's see. Yay! Perfect. So that's exactly what we're going to want to do. The students, this is going to, it's pretty simple once they get it down. It's the rest of the steps just kind of repeat itself. And that's exactly what coding is. The second thing we're going to move on to is going to be app learning. So we're going to go ahead and put in studio.code.org, and then it should bring you to this awesome screen. First things first, you're going to put your age, or you can go ahead and make an account or sign in. So we're going to put OK, and then the first thing, it's going to give you an app lab video, like a tutorial on pretty much the basics of certain information that will help with the process of doing the task on your own. And then after you're done watching that, you can go ahead and continue, and it's going to bring you to the page where you can actually start doing it on your own. A lot of these terms you would have learned in the video, or the students would have learned in the video, and they can go ahead and put it to use. A lot of these go all the way up to 15, but they have different activities and different things for the students to learn throughout them. It'll also have video tutorials that will help them, and if they feel like they can't do it, you can always actually ask for help on here, so it'll go ahead and help them. And other than that, that'll wrap up the code and app learning. In conclusion, code and app learning highly contribute to student-centered learning and allow kids to become more creative. And the key concepts I would like to point out are how code and app learning allow kids to be excited about what they're going to learn and be able to use these resources in their future, in a job setting, in school, and maybe something as a hobby that will ultimately help them be happy and healthy adults.